Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how we automate end of day reports, basically not the reports actually, but the sheets, how to get filled out. And it's both from setters and closers. And yeah, let's just get into it. So you might be thinking like, who am I? My name is Christian. I'm the co-founder of Course Engine, and we help coaches scale their business from 0 to 40, 50K a month. We've done it with Marcia, we've done it with Lucas, and yeah, we do it through this content ecosystem funnel that we call it. I'm working on the name, but yeah, that's how we do it. So let's jump into it. So end of day reports. Obviously, if you're running a setter and a closer team, you you have to have them send in an end of day report every day, so you can track metrics and you can figure out if there's anything going wrong, or if they are performing and are they underperforming, and all of this you would like to have in a sheet where you can set the overview. And if you would have to sit down and paste those numbers in manually every day, that's a bit of a tedious task to do, and it will take up a lot of time. And all of these manual tasks you can almost automate it in this day and age that we're in. And we managed to do that. So the way that happens is, and I'm also going to show you the make automation down here after I'm walking you through this. But the way that it happens is that the setter sends the end of day report, the closer sends their end of day report inside of a Slack channel. Then the make.com module watches for these Slack messages, and it does that every 15 minutes or something. Yeah, I think so. Then the input gets parsed into another module. I can actually just show you right here, right? So this is the one where it watches for the message. Then this is the text parser, and then it gets set into a bunch of variables so it fits into the Google Sheet, and then it gets added into the Google Sheet. Now it gets thrown into the Google Sheets inside of like a master data list, where from there that's like a standalone sheet in there, and then from there it gets put into like the weekly and the monthly tracking reports. So I'll show you what it looks like in the setter. So let me just move myself over here. So there we go. So this is what it looks like. You can see last one was from this last Friday. Yeah, so no outbounds, but 64 new outbound combos, 19 follow-ups, 1 corporate post, 0 calls booked, combos continued. What day was it? Week, month, quarter, year. And this is what I mean with text parsing and setting variables. You need to have this like filtered out so it gets put into the correct rows, and you need to do that inside the make modules. But yeah, then this is where the data comes in, and this is where it gets like thrown into the other sheets. So if we do the weekly sheets here, you can see that it gets compiled into like a week. So one bracket is 1 week, right? And disregard like all of like how bad these KPIs are. I know that they're fucking shit, right? But that's because the setup that we've had on has only been able to work like 4 or 5 hours each day, and that's obviously not optimal. So that's why the data looks really skewed, and it's not like worth looking at, I would say. But this is basically how it works. So instead of you sitting down and having to fill this shit in manually every day, you can just look at it, and it does every day. So one thing to note about this, which is pretty important, is that I can actually just log into the make automation so I can show you like a little bit more in depth. Notice setter one here. So the thing that's important to know is that this one watches, as you can see, for every day at a certain time span. Sorry, my eyes is itching like hell. And then it gets parsed, and then it gets added in as a sheet. So I actually don't know how to set this up. I haven't been the one that set it up, but it gets parsed like this. So it's like it's getting coded or mapped even into the correct spots and sheets. So that's basically how it works. And you can see the same thing happens with the closure. We haven't had many calls this month since we implemented it, but yeah, I think when we are doing more numbers, bigger numbers, it will be a blessing in disguise, especially for the sales manager as well, but also just in general of looking at sheets. And we also want to like use this framework and kind of implement it other places in the business wherever we can, because if you can automate it, I think you should. At least if it's a manual task or a repetitive task, then you should always aim to automate it so you can free up more space, right? But yeah, I think that's actually it. I'm curious to know if you have any solutions or like any fixes or any like iterations of this, or how do you do it? What does it look like? stuff like that. But let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you next one.